Hey, this is Mark the Meerkat here from freeonlinetradingeducation.com. Here to talk to you about a trade that we had in the GrokStar Trading Room this morning. And it's a lesson here in patience and in persistence. Here we are in NUGT. This is a nugget, which is a ETF on the gold miners. And it was running up here nicely, going back and forth, but it was forming what we call a rising wedge. This is a bearish formation. If you want to know more about it, you can go to our site. That's freeonlinetradingeducation.com and go up here to Chart School. Just click on the Chart School itself and you'll open it up down here, and here are the different patterns. And a bearish pattern is called a rising wedge. You just click on that and here it is. It's going up. It's going up here, and a rising wedge is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And yes, this is bearish, so you can read about it here. And then down here are some examples of trades prior that we did. This is what turned out to be, and bam, when it breaks down hard. So it can be a very powerful one. So let's take a look here at Nugget, and here we are in Nugget. It's rising up here and up here. So I would set a trade just below this. This is a pivot line right here. This is the R1 pivot line. This is the R2 pivot line. It had been sitting around there. So if it broke down below that, I would going to want to go short. But you also had the 50 moving average there. So some possible lines of support here. Had my trade just sitting there ready to go. Didn't actually set it, but just was ready and waiting, and was making some other trades. What happened next? Bam! Look at that. Kabam! It broke down and then initially popped up here. Now that doesn't look like much, folks, but that's about a 2% drop in one candle. So I missed that trade. This is somebody else's money, not mine. In fact, one of the other GrokStar members did get into this trade right about here. One of our mentors as well. He happens to be a member of the GrokStar room. And so he was in it just here above $29. All right, let's see what happens next. So now, because I missed that trade, I have to wait for another setup. It did do a little bit of bear pullback, and again, I missed that one, trading some other stocks. And now it is breaking down here around this 200 period moving average, big red, that big red line there, and it's kind of working its way back and forth around that on either side of it. So now we have a formation here. This is called a bear flag. You want to know more about a bear flag? Go to our site, freeonlinetradingeducation.com, and here we are, these chart patterns. Now we have a bear flag. So we go to bear flag, top one right there. Now this one came down, and now it's going back up in a parallel channel. If it breaks below that, that's where we want to have our entry. And again, here's some examples of it from prior trades. So let's go back here to Nugget, NUGT, and it fell down here. It's coming back here. So I set my trade just below this 200 period moving average area. Let's see what happens next. And bam, I'm in this. Now this is the second opportunity to get in this to the short side. Again, one of our members is in up here. I just got in down here. Let's see what's going to happen next year. Let's pull it up here and see where we're going from here. And bam, 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 bam. Okay, it fell down here, down to a little bear pullback. This is the 8 EMA. So I'm going to make a stop down here just above this pivot line. This is the R1 pivot line, just above there, and the 8 EMA. Have a stop. It did a bear pullback. Bam, 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 bam. Look at this go down. This is good news. Bring again my stop down just above the 2770 area, above that 8 EMA. And bam, bam. Okay, we got to pull this sucker up here so we can see the whole trade going on. And right down here, now we have a pivot line right here. This is the pivot line. Then we have this dash line here. That's the closing line, and there's even $27 amount. Several areas of possible support here. So it was bouncing in there. In the next candle here, I went ahead and I took out half here at $27.12 for 4.0% on the first half of that trade. Bringing a stop on my second half down here, just right here, this 8 EMA, because you look, this thin red line, this 8 EMA, exponential moving average, it hasn't broken that. So I'm bringing my pop stop is just above that. Let's see what's going to happen next. If it's going to bounce off of these areas of support, or is it going to fall lower? And boom, there it popped up right there. You see where it popped up? And that stopped me out at $27.33 for 3.2% on the second half. So let's take a look at this overall trade. We're going to have to compress it down a little bit so we can see the whole thing. We had this bear flag. When it broke down, I got in. And then it stayed down here, and managed my stop. When it stalled here in several areas of possible support, I took out half, and then when it bounced back up above that 8 EMA for the first time in this whole rundown, I got out. So this total trade was for 3.6% in 20 minutes. Hoo-ah, love it when that happens. So you have to be patient in that I missed the first trade. Again, we'll compress it down here. I missed this first trade out of the rising wedge, but I did get in a second opportunity. I had no idea it was going to drop for 3-4% there, but I just had to manage my stop once I was in the trade. This is Mark the Meerkat. Just remember, if you miss a trade, it is SEM, somebody else's money. Just be looking for another opportunity to enter. Trade well.